In 2020, 3 years ago, I walked up this very same street to introduce a video I made that looked at the cost of living for a single person in Morocco and compared that with the same lifestyle in the United Kingdom. 3 years on and a lot has happened. We have 2 wars, one in the Ukraine, one in Palestine. We've had Brexit in the United Kingdom, and of course we've had COVID and the cost of living crisis. It will come as no surprise to learn that the United Kingdom is still more expensive than Morocco, but as the financial gap between the two countries increased significantly, on which country has the cost of living crisis had the greatest impact? The United Kingdom or Morocco?
In Morocco, the cash point machines have been modernised to reflect the increasing use of English. But some things haven't changed in the last 3 years. My PIN number remains the same, as does the cost of banking at about 30 dirham each month. In the UK, banking is still free.
In 2023, it is still possible to buy a coffee for 7 dirham. Although these places are becoming few and far between, it's much more likely that you will spend 10 or even 12 dirham on a coffee, and in more expensive places, 15 to 20 dirham.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
In the UK, the cheapest coffee I could find was £1.90.
The cost of a Mars bar has increased by 15 pence. This now costs 75 pence in the United Kingdom. Whereas here in Morocco, the cost of a Mars bar is 9 dirham.
Monthly gym membership in Morocco for a year is about 3,000 dirham. In the UK, you can expect to pay around £360 for 12 monthly payments. The price of a bus ticket in Morocco has not increased in the last 3 years. It remains at 5 dirham. However, the price is expected to go up later in 2023 to 5.5 dirham. In the UK, the cost of bus fares has actually dropped. The government capped the cost of a fare at £2. Although this is due to rise to £2.50 later in 2023. This is the only example on my list of things in the UK costing less in 2023 than they did in 2020. In Rabat, the capital of Morocco, the cost of a tram ticket remains at 6 dirham, the same as in 2020. In Newcastle in the UK, a single metro ticket has risen to £2.60. Road tax, as it's called in Morocco, stands at 750 dirham per year, an increase of 50 dirhams in the last 3 years. In the UK, car tax is 165, an increase of £15. When it comes to insurance in both countries, a lot depends on the age and condition of the car and the driver. In the UK, you can pay around £500 a year for car insurance. In Morocco, a typical cost for car insurance is around 4,000 dirham per annum. The increase of petrol is more shocking and has been the cause of much annoyance and anger from everyone in Morocco, but especially taxi drivers and business owners. In 2020, a litre of petrol cost just 8.3 dirham from this petrol station. Since then, the price has almost doubled, but it has been a lot higher than the current cost.
The cost of petrol has seen a 25 pence increase over the last 3 years. That means a litre of petrol will now set you back £1.47.
The cost of broadband in Morocco hasn't changed in the last few years. It is still just 250 dirham per month for a basic Wi-Fi setup. although now there is the fibre optic version for 500 dirhams monthly. In the UK, you can get monthly fibre optic broadband at the same speed as in Morocco for about £30 a month, making broadband more expensive in Morocco than in the UK. 3 years ago, a month of Netflix cost about the same in Morocco and the UK. In 2023, a significant gap has grown. In the UK, Netflix costs just over £130. In Morocco, it's 90 dirham. There has been no change to the cost of monthly mobile phone packages in both countries. A monthly top-up of credit in the UK is still about £50, and in Morocco, 50 dirham. In the UK, the cost of a TV license stands at £159 for a year. In Morocco, an amount of your electricity bill acts as your TV license payment. It works out at about 320 dirham a year, a significant rise in the last 3 years. Despite now being in crisis, the UK still has a national health service that is free at the point of use. There is no real need to take out health insurance in the UK. Morocco also has a level of free healthcare. Not surprisingly, it's not as good as the UK, but it is improving. For now, it's best to have private health insurance. How much that costs depends on many factors, but you can expect to pay upwards of 3,000 dirham per year. Food certainly has become more expensive in Morocco and the UK. A monthly food bill for a single person in the UK can be about £250 if they are very careful with their money. In Morocco, a single person can eat reasonably well on 1,200 dirham each month. Morocco and the UK have similar forms of council tax, as it is known in the UK, and communal service tax in Morocco. In both cases, it depends on the location and the type of property. In Morocco, a typical payment is about 1,000 to 3,000 dirham per year. In the UK, a typical community tax bill is about £2,000 each year. Here in Morocco, on the whole, tenants enjoy favourable laws regarding renting property in Morocco. There are laws in place to stop significant rent increases by landlords. So a one-bed flat in the capital will be about 4,500 dirham a month, depending on the size and location. That comes to about 54,000 dirham a year. Here in Océan, surprisingly one of the cheapest parts of Rabat, the views are amazing and the rents are cheap. In Newcastle in the UK, a one-bedroom flat is about £700 a month or £8,500 a year. In London, you will pay about double that amount. Newcastle Brown Ale, the local beer in the northeast of England, now costs about £2 for a half-litre bottle.
The local alcoholic brew in this part of Morocco is called Casablanca. It costs about 16 dirham, and just like Newcastle Brown Ale, it tastes delicious.
In Morocco, a Big Mac meal will cost you 57 dirham, an increase of 7 dirham from 2020.
Here in the United Kingdom in 2023, a Big Mac will cost you £4.49.
A packet of cigarettes will set you back about £11.50 in the UK and 35 dirham in Morocco. The cheapest haircut I could find in the UK was £10 for an adult male. The cost in Morocco has not increased in the last 3 years, so remains at 20 dirham. Although there is a slight variation depending on the cinema, the UK cost of a cinema ticket is still about £10. In Morocco, a cinema ticket for an evening screening will cost 60 dirham. But it is the utility bills where you see the true cost of living difference between the UK and Morocco. The cost of water hasn't increased significantly in either country. However, electricity prices have seen a £300 increase in the UK. An annual electricity bill is about £700 for a single person in the UK. In Morocco, a year's supply of electricity for a single person is about 4,000 dirham or £320, less than half of the amount in the UK. If you think that is remarkable, the difference in gas prices is incredibly stark. In the UK, a year of gas is about £700 or £68 each month. In Morocco, gas comes in bottles like these. Unlike in the UK, where gas prices have risen to scary amounts, making British people have to choose between heating their homes and buying food, in Morocco, the price of these gas bottles has remained the same throughout the cost of living crisis at just 45 dirham or about £3.60. Each bottle will last about 3 months, giving an annual gas cost of 180 dirham or a mere £15 for a year of gas. A staggering difference of nearly £700 or 8,700 dirham between the two countries.
So let me put all of this into perspective for those of you living in the United Kingdom. For the amount of money that you spend on your utility bills each month is more than enough for you to live on completely in Morocco, including paying your bills, your rent, food, nights out, just general entertainment, everything. And you would still have money left over at the end of the month.
With everything added up, the average single Moroccan is going to be about 3,000 dirham worse off in 2023 than in 2020. An average single person in the UK is going to be about £5,000 worse off in 2023 than in 2020. There is no denying that Moroccans have suffered during the cost of living crisis. But in all honesty, I think the United Kingdom has been hit worse. Morocco has a culture of things staying the same price. And even during this crisis, many things have remained the same price, or they have risen only a very small amount. In the United Kingdom, we are used to this culture of things increasing every year. In Morocco, some things have stayed the same price for the 10 years that I have lived in this country. That is something that is impossible to imagine in the United Kingdom. Poor Moroccans have suffered a lot more than richer Moroccans, and that's true in the United Kingdom also. Poor people always suffer the most. One thing that I am deeply aware of is how much more rich I am in Morocco than in the United Kingdom. And so for me, here in Morocco, the cost of living crisis has been relatively negligible. And I just don't want to imagine how much more difficult it would have been for me if I'd stayed in the United Kingdom.
So if you live in Morocco, congratulations. If you live in the United Kingdom and you're looking for a reason to leave, then maybe the saving of £5,000 every year is all the motivation you need. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.